to start working and putting in the work on the elimination of fear. The thing that is stopping everyone is fear. The fear that most stops people is the fear of other people's judgments, more than the fear of not having money, which is like profoundly interesting, because one, money has a level of practicality, the other one is a boogeyman. So to answer your question, whether it is therapy, which I think is profoundly effective for so many people, but has a cost associated with it, whether it is the limitation, this is a big one, this is a favorite of mine, because it's working. Got a text last night, I won't use last name, Rachel, big shout out to you, I love your text at midnight last night. She pointed to a piece of content that touches on what I'm about to say, and it's changed her life. Whether it is the limitation of the people around you that you love that bring negativity on the hour, every day, every week, every year. Not the cutting out, not calling mom and saying, fuck you mom, you're negative, I'm never talking to you again. No, instead of talking to your negative mom twice a day, you talk to her once every 2 weeks. The limitation, because cutting is not practical. If your brother is the single most negative energy in your life, it's unlikely that you're gonna sit here, hear me say this, and never talk to your brother again, nor is it right. The limitation gets you to a stable place, which then allows you to go back to that person on offense and try to get them into a good place. The cutting out forever does nothing. You stalemated. The continuation of consuming it at the scale you're consuming it does nothing, because you're not getting to a sound place yourself to be able to help them. The limitation, limiting the energy that you're taking from your loved ones or closest people on negativity is a massive way to get to where you want, that you just asked. Health on the physical side, exercise, eating better is a driver to people getting there as well. And then my favorite, which is when you limit number 2, the negative, and you expand the positive. Putting positivity in your ears is a massive game. Just like the negativity that was put in your head by your parents, by your teachers, by your best friends, by your significant other, by your husband, by your wife, by your boyfriend, by your girlfriend, by your 2 coworkers that also hate their job. When you convert that to limitation and create the capacity for 30, 40, 50% more positive, bring in positive. Notice that a lot of popular voices are just pulling more negativity on the other side. That's not gonna get you there. You having negativity and then you deciding to deploy negativity isn't solving the problem. It's a short-term good feeling of like, you're not getting punched anymore, but you're punching down. Okay, but what about but what about having a healthy conversation that stops the punching on either side? So, my brother, it's about eliminating fear. The way you eliminate fear is by putting in the work. Therapy, exercise, meditation. There's like a lot of different ways to actually get there. Spirituality is exploding because it's one of the ways, right? Spirituality amongst young males, unheard of when we were coming up the game. So 25 years ago, a dude talking, maybe a far-fetched hippie somewhere. Now it's mainstream, people talking about spirituality, it's wonderful. And this is an East meets West game, right? This is good, I see mentality hitting a level of purple that politics isn't. I think we're starting to take stuff from India, from a Buddhist, from a Asian, from a Eastern European, like the stuff that some of the people in my life are doing around grounding. These are things my great grandma used to tell me. She's like, go outside and take your shoes off and walk on the grass. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Or put onions on your feet. Everything's from your feet. I'm like, onions on my feet? All this weird stuff that seemed like I was embarrassed because no American friend, they were just taking medicine and go to the doctor, and my family's like, eat this thing we just pulled out from the crowd. I'm like, grandma, now this is becoming something that people are starting to talk about again. I like this. I think we're finding the middle, and I think for everyone who's listening, find the middle. And that middle is, you can't be delusional, but this cynicism and negativity is just not working for anyone. You tearing down others because you feel suppressed is not going to work.
Love is the absolute remedy to all fear.
I always say love is undefeated.
100%.
It just might be losing at halftime.
Yes.
And that's what's happening right now. Love's losing in halftime right now. Love was losing in halftime in the 60s. It ebbs and flows. Love is just losing at halftime right now. But I don't think it's fucking hippie. I think it's the most practical shit on earth.
Hey. So I work with a lot of young men, especially. And for a lot of them, a very common theme that I see is that they don't have practical access to actionable love in their life. And so it's almost like the fear wins by default at that
Correct.
point. So what's your advice to those people, to young people, men and women both? I personally work with more men, but I'm sure women feel it too.
Everyone feels it.
And when it comes to being a young person, you don't have like a great family, you don't have a lot of supportive people around you.
Find your family.
Garyvee.
Find your fucking family.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? It's why we love Friends so much.
Yeah.
You pick those fuckers. You picked them. I didn't pick my brother and sister, though I'm very lucky because I love them both, but and I have a great sitch, but I know a lot of people that don't. We pick our friends. And by the way, shit changes too. I love loyalty. Do you know how much I love loyalty? I fucking love loyalty. I'm still a Jets and Knicks fan.
Hey.
I fuck with loyalty. But if your friend changes and you've given everything you got, limiting that is okay too. It's fighting for love, it's fighting for positivity, and it's putting that on a pedestal over any other attribute. People will put loyalty above positivity and love. And I love it because I respect it. It's like such a beautiful, right? I think we all fuck with people that are loyal. But if you're loyal and you don't realize you're the alpha, you're the beta, and your loyalty is continuing to drive you into negativity because you're being loyal to a negative energy, you're not being loyal, you're being an enabler to bad behavior. Do you know how many people right now think they're being loyal, but what they actually are enablers to toxic behavior?
Well, I think that's that
You're
middle
enabling your sister to continue to complain. If you stop letting her complain, shit will change. The next DM you get that's really nasty, like fuck you for saying that, I'm unfollowed. No bullshit. Audio, reply in DM, and be like, hey, Johnny, I get it, and fuck the world, right? Because don't forget, this person loved you at some point, or liked you at some point,
Yeah,
or
followed you.
Followed you, right? Hey, I get it, and I get it. It's acknowledging that everyone gets it. Hey, I get it. I'm sorry to see you go. I respect that. I wish you nothing but good on your future trails. I just want you to know that I saw this, and I appreciate that you ever followed me or that you ever got value from my drawings, and I wish you well. I'm telling you, that's a big deal. And it will work for you, and of course I'm sure you could be, this makes sense. I'm saying this for the hundreds of thousands that are listening in this short window and the millions over the next years. It will be good, and you'll like it, and it's good, and you'll leave a good deposit for yourself and the world.
It humanizes you too, because then you're not just they comment and not thinking that you're just an anonymous person.
No, yeah, I comment.
I feel like they're
respond
just
back. Sometimes with some of the negativity, I go paragraphs of where I'm coming from, just so they
Real quick on that, that's where I notice how I said audio versus written word. The other
No,
thing
that's
the other thing I've learned is good for everybody. Audio allows you to create tone.
Yeah.
Written word, if the person's in a bad place, they're gonna read it in a very different voice than you wrote it in. Remember, what's dangerous about the written word is the person is actually reading it in their mindset, not in your intended volume and nuance.
I had that with someone that, one of my team members, and she would bring in emails. She's like, can you believe they emailed me this? I'm like, read it like you're happy and you're joyful.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh wait, yeah, it's not that bad.
It's hope you have a good
why
day.
How dare they?
That's really why I like audio and video.
Yeah.
I do it
No,
a
I
lot
love that.
with my company. We had an interesting meeting yesterday with all 2,000 employees where I had to talk about something that's not going well in the company, where people are kind of doing the wrong thing. But I knew if I sent it as an email, people would be scared and it would become this thing. And I knew if I could do it on video in real time, that I could impose my intent and my energy, which I think made it land 10,000 times better. So for all the leaders here, before you send a group email to your 15 employees, your 9 employees, your 17 employees, all your customers, consider a video or audio, because you might be able to get your point across dramatically better because it has the nuances versus you being at the vulnerability of where that person is in their mind at the time of reading. And again, back to the anxiety in the world. 15 years ago, the email was less scary. There's more people on tilt and anxious today and looking for a gotcha and all that. And so the written word is more vulnerable today than ever before for people that are trying to communicate certain things. So keep that in mind.